It's time for our next fight of the night. It's the big boys, the heavyweights. Pryce Taylor, a nice-looking prospect out of Brooklyn, New York, taking on Antonio Torres. It's coming up next.
Our next contest here at Boxing Insider is a heavyweight bout taking place inside of 4 rounds. Our first competitor approaches the blue corner at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Antonio Torres.
Antonio Torres, 6th ring walk of his career, fighting out of Jamestown, New York. Stepping into our Boxing Insider ring. Made his debut back in the spring of 2021. Reeled off 4 straight wins. Had a tough loss to Lorenzo Medina, who I've called a bunch of his fights with Most Valuable Prospects, who is a really good-looking guy. Light, I wouldn't say heavyweight, I would say cruiserweight. Lorenzo Medina.
Yeah, listen, always when you watch the big boys, you can always expect something exciting to happen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. Making stride to the red corner, here is Pryce Taylor.
Brooklyn's own Pryce Taylor, 2-0 in his young career.
He's a hot prospect coming out of New York.
Made his debut back in December of 2023 with a first-round knockout over Mike DiOrio. Followed it up, fought right in January of this year against Gabriel Aguilar Costa. As we take a look at our tale of the tape.
He's pretty evenly matched right there. What do you think, Dan? Same age, nearly the same age, same height, with a slight difference in the weight.
Yeah, it is Taylor that is coming in at least unofficially 20 pounds heavier than Antonio Torres. All right, so up to the center of the ring, Matthew Compertello. Look at this one started.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following heavyweight bout takes place inside of 4 rounds. Georgie Gergov, James Pierce, and Robert Perez are our ringside judges. Sean Clark is the referee in charge of the action. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, from Jamestown, New York, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at an even 247 pounds. He enters this bout with a record of 4 victories and 1 defeat. 1 of 4 victories by way of knockout. Here is El Bravo, Antonio Torres. And his opponent, boxing out of the red corner, from Queens, New York, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 266 pounds 8 ounces. Entering this contest with an immaculate record of 2-0, 2 out of 2 victories by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, the Price is Right Taylor. We now go to referee Sean Clark for the instructions for both competitors.
All right, fellas, y'all had your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up.
It's time for the heavyweights, boys. 4 rounds. Pryce is Right Taylor in the black trunks. Antonio Torres in the red, white, and blue. Dan Canobio, Henry DeLeon, and Chris Algieri has joined us ringside.
What's up, gentlemen? What's up? What's up?
We're going to get his mic on.
That would help, right? What's up, gentlemen?
Here he is, the one and only Chris Algieri, former world champion, current podcast co-host of mine, Inside Boxing Live. You can catch it every single week. I won't plug it too much. How are you, Chris?
I'm great. Just getting into to New York City here, to some local fights. Got the big boys in the ring right now.
Pryce is Right Taylor, a nice-looking prospect out of Queens, New York, in the black trunks.
Love that nickname.
It's a beautiful nickname. Antonio Torres in the red, white, and blue. Only has one loss. Came to Lorenzo Medina, who is a really good young fighter down in Florida.
Yeah, he's streaking down there. I've been in the gym with him. Young kid, but full of talent.
And Henry, it looks like it's Taylor that's pressing the action right now, but he's kind of standing in harm's way a little bit.
Yeah, he got caught there with a nice little chopping hook right over the top. And it's important that we acknowledge that Torres, his 4 wins came by knockout. So it's fair to say that he has some power behind those shots.
So Torres' 4 wins have come by knockout. Taylor's 2 wins have come by knockout. So our math is correct. That's 6 knockouts, Chris.
6 knockouts between the two. Taylor is on stalk mode right now, making that small ring even smaller.
He's willing to take some shots, though. I like that, Taylor. If you're going to stand in that type of range, especially as a heavyweight, you're going to eat a few shots.
So just got to be careful what shots you're taking, because these guys, they can all crack.
Yeah, with the heavyweights, man, it only takes one.
It's been Taylor controlling the pace of this fight, or this round early on. Cutting off the ring beautifully at times. Not going too crazy with the punches just yet. It's only 4 rounds, though.
Yeah, compared to the last 2 fights, this has been a little bit of a slower pace, wouldn't you say, Dan?
A little bit, yes. The Benji McGee fight. Here comes Torres firing back.
Now, Torres can fight. I mean, he's fighting out that southpaw stance. He's fighting off the ropes well, picking his spots. But the physicality of Taylor is definitely wearing on him, even early here in round 1.
Nice right hand from Taylor, finds the mark.
I love that check left hook there from Taylor. Perfect shot against the southpaw.
Here comes Taylor, and he's got Torres in the corner here.
Taylor's so relaxed. Just letting those hands fly. Keeping his eyes open for everybody's coming back at him. Controlling the center of the ring.
Say for a guy with 2 professional fights, very poised as he digs down to the body.
Ooh.
Taylor definitely has that pedigree, that amateur pedigree that backs him up.
Good round 1 for Pryce Taylor. And you can see some of the action from round 1. Torres, I'm telling you, came out swinging. Not going to lay down in this fight. Didn't get the memo that that Taylor was the A side in this fight.
Chris, if you were in Torres' corner, what would you be advising him right now doing this fight?
You know, Torres being the southpaw, he's fighting off the back ropes. He keeps getting pushed against the ropes. So for him, looking for those counter shots in between the shots of Taylor. Taylor's staying nice and calm, but there are openings, and we saw a couple of them. He landed some shots in there. I think he just needs to be a little more judicial with those shots, pick them, and make sure they count.
Pryce Taylor got two wins, made his debut early 2023. He already has 1 fight in 2024. He took that in January. So he's been pretty active since he turned pro. Round 2 underway. Pryce Taylor in the black trunks. It's Antonio Torres in the red, white, and blue. Dan Canobio joined by Henry DeLeon and former world champ Chris Algieri. Chris, you made your debut. You used to fight on these types of developmental shows. Did you like 4-round fights? I feel like you don't really have a lot of time to heat up.
No. I mean, especially myself, my style being a boxer, setting things up with the jab. 4 rounds wasn't really where I wanted to be. But although I had a bunch of them, I think I had 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of them. I scored a lot of knockouts early on, surprisingly.
Pryce Taylor looking to do the same thing, rack up those knockouts early. It's such an important thing in the heavyweight division. It's important to win, but almost how you look is just as important these days.
Ooh, big swing and a miss there from Torres, and then ripped the body by Taylor.
Beautiful body work by Taylor there.
But, and listen, Torres came right back with a nice left hook there on the inside. That's what I meant about being judicious with those shots, looking for the right ones to make them count.
And it's also that psychological pressure that Taylor is putting on Torres by just walking him back and not really taking a step back, even though he gets hit with shots like that.
He puts a lot of pressure on. It's very spiteful when he does throw.
Yeah, that's a demoralizing demeanor to have, to be always walking your man down, walking through his shots, and then delivering hard ones of your own.
And for Torres, it must be discouraging because you're like, shoot, I'm hitting this guy with some really hard shots and it's not getting off of me.
I like the body work from Taylor. He's not forgetting the body, even this early in his career, this early in this fight.
Take a look at Taylor's feet. He's always in range. He's constantly one step ahead of Torres. Here comes Torres firing back a little bit, just trying to get him off.
And just going back to what Chris said earlier, it's like Taylor just looks so comfortable in there. So relaxed.
Here comes Taylor. Under a minute to go here in round 2.
Looks like he's hitting the bag.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's hitting the heavy bag. He's just pushing Torres into the corner, letting his hands go, picking his shots. Nice level change there from Taylor. Looking for openings. Now he's in southpaw position.
Good body work.
Really impressed when he gets him up in the corner here when Pryce is able to tee off a little bit.
Not gonna lie, I miss these really small rings.
This ring
I
is
call
tiny.
fights in a lot of big rings. This is a nice small ring.
Well, the ring I was just at in Puerto Rico was pretty small too, 18 foot.
Yeah, that's a small ring.
Yeah, this one looks just about the same size, if not a little bit smaller. Another good round there from Pryce Taylor. That last punch was the one the judges always see, that last one that snapped the head back at Torres.
You know, that's kind of like this fight in microcosm. It's like Torres had some good success right before he got cracked with that big right hand, but the one you remember is that big right hook from Taylor at the end.
Now, obviously, Taylor's dominating this fight so far. What would you suggest for Taylor to do in this last round?
Man, he's got to go for broke. He's in my scorecard. He's down. He's lost every round. Taylor has been dominant throughout. He's just got to look for a Hail Mary. That's really his only option.
It's a 4-round fight here in the heavyweight division. Pryce Taylor in the black trunks. Antonio Torres in the red, white, and blue. There we go. The doctor's going to take a look at Torres, who was taking some heavy shots there in round 2. Gives him the okay. Round 3 underway here at Sony Hall. Pryce Taylor in the black trunks has been looking good in this fight. Great footwork, power upstairs and downstairs.
But yeah, even Torres, man, he knows what he's doing in there. He's definitely outgunned and outsized a bit, but he does land when he lets those hands go. Few and far between.
I feel like he's going to land because Taylor is just constantly in range because he wants to do that right there.
Beautiful series of punches there by Taylor.
Taylor's really starting to open it up now. It's like when you get a Lamborghini on the highway. He's trying to get it to third gear now.
Big right hand, left hand from Torres over the top.
Wow.
Hammering shot
what an
there
overhand
from Pryce
right.
Taylor. An overhand right finds the mark.
Torres is tough, man. He's got hit with some big shots, some sneaky, surprising shots as well from Taylor. He's taken them well, come back with a big, nice straight right hand right down the middle.
A tough, durable fighter. Only loss came to Lorenzo Medina. 4 wins, 1
Good
loss.
body shot there by Taylor. Yeah, Taylor seems to be landing any shot at will now.
Now he's fighting off his back foot. He's fighting with his back against the ropes. Haven't seen this wrinkle yet from Taylor. Kind of working on stuff out Taylor.
Yeah, nice little slip and rip there. He rolled that shot, came back with an uppercut to the body. Like you said, showing some different wrinkles to the game.
Well, if you're going to fight 4 rounds and you're in control, you want to start working on stuff, right?
I mean, listen, this early on, you want to get the guy out of there. I would say go for broke. get the job done. We don't get paid for overtime.
Final minute here in round 3. Got to give credit to Antonio Torres, who didn't just come here to show up, came here to win, but it's Pryce Taylor that's been landing early and often, always in range. He found a home for a big uppercut there.
Taylor doing a good job this round, splitting the guard of the southpaw Torres. There you saw another one. Right hand pops the head back of Torres along the ropes. Momentarily pushes Torres back, but he comes right back, man. He's a super tough guy. Nice body shot there from Torres.
He's been landing some good shots, but again, it goes back to just like it being very discouraging for Torres that he doesn't really see any sort of effect happening when he lands these clean shots on Taylor.
I think a lot of that is the body posture of Taylor, who's able to push Torres back. Torres, we mentioned he's got knockouts, but he's probably used to going forward, not knocking guys out going backwards. At this point, he's been fighting off his back foot the entire night.
And one thing that I do want to point out about Taylor that I'm really impressed is that poker face. He gets hit with these shots, and his face does not change one bit.
Nope, absolutely, just calm, cool, collected.
Pryce Taylor, he fights out of Queens, New York. Pretty quick trip right over the East River here in Times Square. Chris, how many fights did you have in New York City?
Well, I mean, my first 5, I think I fought in Brooklyn, almost all of them. I fought in the Garden
for the Aviator.
Fought in the Barclays 4 times. 11 times at the Paramount.
Wow.
The Aviator, wow. When was the last time they did a fight
the
there?
Aviator. I mean, they haven't done that venue in a while.
I think my first 3 out of my first 5 fights with the Aviator.
It's a staple on the New York fight scene, or was at least. Larry Goldberg and Boxing Insider bringing boxing back to New York City to club shows. It's our first club event of the year. We have many more planned.
I missed these, that's why I'm here.
It's such a key part of the sport, such a big part of the ecosystem of boxing is these developmental series, so guys like Pryce Taylor can, get rounds against a really tough Antonio Torres.
Being able to do it in front of your friends and family.
Yeah, build a little fan base.
And it's also fair to point out that a lot of the fighters that have fought in our previous shows, Dan, have gone on to fight on bigger stages.
You're right to your right, Andy Dominguez.
Andy Dominguez, that's right.
Saw him on DAZN.
Mio Yoshida, Heather Hardy.
Let's not fail to mention that Taylor here, only in his 3rd pro fight, fighting a guy who's 4-1 with 4 KOs. Like that, you don't normally see that guys early on. These developmental, you keep using that word, developmental card. I mean, he's fighting a guy who's got more experience, has more knockouts than he has fights, and is shining.
He was landing a nice right hand, but Taylor did not let him breathe and did not let him enjoy that right hand that he landed.
Such beautiful work by Taylor.
Really liking what I'm seeing out of Pryce Taylor.
Yeah, he's been impressive tonight, and the number one thing is just how cool and relaxed he's been, letting those punches fly, rolling with the shots when they do come back. He's shown a good chin. Big uppercut again.
Final minute of the fight. It's going to all Pryce Taylor. Can he put an exclamation point on this with a stoppage, or is it going to go to the scorecards?
He's trying. He's cutting off the ring well, sidestepping to meet Torres, and from corner to corner, pillar to post. Torres is tough, man. Hanging in there.
And it's fair to point out, too, that even though that Torres manages to land a shot every now and then, Taylor, his defense isn't so bad for a heavyweight. He manages to roll and slip a lot of shots.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. He's punching in between. He's covered up. He's not getting hit with a bunch of shots real clean, especially not in a row.
That little side step like that, little micro movements like that makes such a huge difference.
All right, Pryce Taylor and Antonio Torres go the distance here.
Dominant performance.
Good rounds for Pryce Taylor. Antonio Torres, tough guy himself, took some hellacious shots in that fight. But for Pryce Taylor, he should be moving on to 3-0 in his young career. A little bit of everything in there. He fought off his back foot, he fought off the front foot, he fought from range.
What are some improvements that you would like to see in Taylor?
I mean, honestly, the conditioning. I want him to work on his conditioning, be a little more physical, we can push that action a little bit more. He was doing a good job of cutting off the ring, but I'd like to see him let those hands go a little bit more, set those punches up, and a little bit more defense after the offense. He got hooked with some shots after his offense, leaving himself open. There was opportunities for him to pull and counter, to not take as much flack on the way back.
And just to add to that a little bit, I would also like to see him establish that jab a little bit more and not just look for the big shots every single time he has his opponent cornered up. But aside from that, brilliant performance.
Pryce Taylor looking to go 3-0. To have a really busy 2024. Already fought in January. Made his debut just last December. He's got the
Irish flag?
Irish flag, okay. Must have some Irish ancestry.
I mean, St. Patty's Day is what, next week?
Next week, yes.
Creeps up.
I will be avoiding Manhattan at all costs that day.
There is an Irish contingent in the crowd tonight as well.
Yes, we have Emmett Brennan coming up next from Dublin, Ireland.
Love it.
So maybe Pryce is playing into trying to win over some other fans.
Smart move. I like that.
Let's throw up to Matthew Compertello. Got the winner in his hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ringside judges have scored the bout 40-36 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. The Pryce is right, Taylor.
Pryce Taylor moves on to 3-0. Goes the distance for the first time in his career. 4 strong rounds. And he's standing by with our Henry De Leon.
Pryce, beautiful performance. Congratulations. From where we were sitting, this was dominant, spectacular. What would you rate your performance tonight?
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Yeah, because I should have got the stoppage, but it was better than I thought. So I give him props for that, but I got to do more conditioning for that. I got to get some more conditioning.
By saying that he's better than you thought, what was it that you feel caused you a challenge here tonight?
No, the only challenge was me not moving my feet and getting caught with lucky shots, so then I had to readjust. Because I was trying to get him out first round, so once I didn't get the stoppage I wanted, I just made sure I put my brain back into boxing mode so I could get the rounds out and just win the fight.
Now you got to perform here in the center of Times Square in front of everybody here, family and friends. Any message to them?
First of all, I just want to give thanks to everybody that came out to support me. Thank you so much. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I want to shout out to the island. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day, let's go. I want to shout out Cops and Kids. I want to shout out to my manager, Keith. I want to shout out my trainer, Benny Wavy Gravy. I want to shout out to my conditioning coach, Marcus. I want to thank God, and I want to thank everybody. Pat Russo, that's Cops and Kids. And thank you, Boxing Insider, for the exposure. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, man.